So let's keep going on tactics.
Yes.
What did you think? Was all the talk about Tim Payne. Tim Payne is captain. He's the test in a losing test. In a losing series. Sorry. Outside of, like we mentioned, the one collapse from India to win the test, they had got into some really good positions, but couldn't finish them off. India were clearly the better side throughout the whole series. What's your thoughts on Tim Payne?
I don't know if they were clearly the better side throughout the whole series. They were better on day 5 in the last 2 test matches. Definitely. I think other than that, it was pretty neck and neck.
Pretty close, yep.
Yeah. What Australia really lacked was that finishing, that foot on the throat, burying a side when you've got yourself into a position to win. I think that was the difference. And you got to commend the Indians on being able to fight through day 5 and with as we've beaten to death the India A side. Tactically there was times on that 5th day when say Nathan Lyon was bowling and he had a first slip and a bat pad and that was it. And then there was a bunch
there was no one in front of the batsman. Like there was no one there for any of that short stuff.
Bunch of blokes, just out there, easy single to deep point or easy single down a long on, where they were just giving them a lot. Maybe they could have gone a little bit more aggressive and crowd that bat a little bit more and go, look, we need to win this test. If you can hit it over our heads, hats off to you.
I think that was one of the stats was Nathan Lyon off his bowling had the most drops as well, and a lot by Tim Payne too.
Yeah,
so he wasn't
a lot of difficult chances, but definitely. I think when you're on and you're really confident, you're probably sticking 8 out of 10 of some of those
you just
chances.
gobble them up.
Yeah. Either of your boys ever kept up to a spinner in your junior cricket or anything?
No, not from memory.
Obviously 6'6". We keep that much, but I tell you what, it is so difficult. I'd just about rather one of the diving ones off the quicks than getting those little schnicks off the off spinners, especially when there's a little bit of extra bounce and it just can sort of pop on you. What looks easy on television can be very difficult in real life. That said, if you are gonna, if
you're a specialist keeper,
and they always say we pick Payne because he's the best keeper in Australia. You probably do want to be gobbling up a few of those. I do wonder as well, was he in his own head a little bit? There was a lot of sledging when
we knew he was very frustrated in the Sydney Test. You could see it.
You could tell.
I think he definitely got more frustrated. He wasn't. I don't think he was as frustrated in the Gabba as he was in Sydney, but he definitely
not externally, but
I think he could see it was wearing on him a bit.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. And but you're the captain of your nation, and there's a big asterisk around it, obviously, with the whole sandpaper gate and everything that goes on. And
he was
so much media scrutiny, like bloody dickheads, sitting around drinking a beer talking about it.
He was definitely the right choice for captain coming off that.
I love it. Like I really like Tim Payne. I think he's a quality leader and usually very humble. I like the way that he goes about things. Yeah, I do think maybe he was a little bit in his own head in this test.
Yeah, I want to go back to one of the points you just made before. The best gloveman in Australia. Is he still the best wicketkeeper in Australia?
Yep.
As his specialty?
Yeah, I think so.
Because
I think so.
I know you got Wade in the team and he's not as great as a wicketkeeper, and you look at his batting and this Payne did average, I think, at least 10.
Should have it over there. I think Payne averaged about 40.
He did average 40.
In the series.
I think Wade averaged 20-something, 21.
So there you go. So,
but he did.
But based on batting, obviously Tim Payne really outclassed Matthew Wade. A lot of that is compounded by a few not outs by Tim Payne at the end.
But if you're looking to replace him, you're not looking at Wade. Carey's really not.
I think
there at the moment.
think Carey or Philippi. Well, I'm talking a few years down the track. I think Tim Payne. There's obviously a lot of scrutiny around his captaincy and should he be in the side. I think he should stay on for a little bit. But going down the track, it has to be Carey or Philippi. Just when that happens, it can't be now. Philippi's 23.
You could probably bring him in as keeper, but he wouldn't be captain.
Oh God, no! I'm talking about wicketkeeper.
Yeah,
I'm talking about being a wicketkeeper. Cool. No, God, no, not even in the discussion. Is Philippi ready to go play a few 2020 internationals? Yeah, probably.
He probably needs to start working his way into the Australian teams.
Yeah,
to start getting him ready for
get there. Is Carey going to be the next Australian Test keeper? Maybe his Shield record's not bad. Not bad. Wade's obviously quite old as well.
Yeah, I don't think you switch out Payne for Wade in that conversation just because of age.
I think
probably want to
I think
start
Wade will be lucky to keep his spot after this.
You probably start thinking again young, and you look at some of the other guys coming through. They're young guys, try to build that core nucleus, and maybe you lose a couple of years, we fall down, but then you're more dominant in 4 or 5 years' time to then compete with whatever side India's put together at that point.
Bloody hope so. I can't go through this again. Can't go through this again.
Well, you got Ashes next year. So, we'll see what happens in there. And I think we kind of did this conversation to death last week with Pat Cummins is the vice captain at the moment. Makes sense. If you're going to pick a bowler, he's the guy you'd pick.
Although
haven't done that in 65 years.
I like that.
Our shit mass from last week.
From what we looked up.
Had to carry the one and exponentials and
but
A squared plus B squared C squared. I was never good at it. Michael Stevenson, if you're listening, I always used to cheat off him in maths back in the day.
I think all three of us did.
Maybe.
But
he did put together this spreadsheet that we're using at the moment.
Yeah, still cheating it off him. Shout out to the Steamer. Love ya.
Yeah. If you don't want keeper, you look at the batters, and if it can't be Steve Smith, Labuschagne probably makes the most sense.
Yep. But
he's still young. I think he's 20.
No, he's 26, I think. Yeah, I think he's 26. But
that's not I think Clucky started when he was 28.
Yeah, and I reckon Pup would have been captain not much older than that.
Yeah.
I think Steve Waugh wouldn't have been much older than that.
So he could be in the frame there. Though, having said that, you look at some of his appeals he makes in the field, they've been absolutely terrible.
Did you see that one where it's not hit anything by
about
2
foot?
Yeah.
And he's like,
he's sitting there under the helmet, bad. How's that? I think he was just getting bored, just trying to
just maybe
get involved in the game somehow.
Maybe the umpy's fallen asleep, but he might give me this one. Yeah. But
speaking of Marnus, most runs in Test cricket over the last 18 months.
Got 426 in this series.
Yeah, average 53.
Was this the most? Well, him and Smith had the most.